We know you love us, but the information on our podcast is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice of any kind. If you or anyone you know needs professional help, please seek mental health services. Welcome to the Date Podcast, the show for anyone navigating the dating and relationship world. We interview celebrities, talk pop news, discuss dating do's and don'ts, and debate relationship topics. We are available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe and review if you like what you hear. Check out our website, datepodcast.com, for more information. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, let's get on with the show.
It's Emma.
Hey, it's Zorric.
Host of the Date Podcast, and we're excited to have this episode with you guys today because we have a guest.
Who?
We have Janelle here with us.
So, hey, Janelle.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, so I know Janelle through a friend, Amanda. She went to DCH. I went to DCH.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the connection here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's it.
That's where the story ends.
Bye.
That was very thrilling.
Very thrilling.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Good. But we're here to talk about dating and COVID and everything. And she has her stories and she has her experiences. Have you been dating, by the way?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been dating for only 6 years, so, it's taken some time to stop kissing the frogs and find my prince, but here we are.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, me too. Okay. So Emma is going to talk about the news with her fan on. We go through this every episode. Okay.
What? Sorry, it was cutting off on my end. Sorry.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so what's in the news, Emma? Let's go.
Okay, you guys, don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Fine, I'll save the sad story for last because you're a jerk.
Okay.
Alrighty, so let's talk about Gigi Hadid. So during this, social isolation that we've been doing, she actually celebrated her birthday while we were all in quarantine, and it turns out that her birthday party was actually a gender reveal because she was pregnant.
How old is Gigi Hadid?
Isn't she 23, 25?
I don't know. Janelle, do you know who Gigi Hadid is?
I do, but I was going to say she's 22.
Okay, that makes more sense. So she is actually having her first child with Zayn Malik, who people know from One Direction. Do you like One Direction, Janelle?
I'm a little bit old for One Direction.
Okay, see, that's where I am too. I love Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles.
Absolutely.
And yet I look at him and I am I feel gross looking at you. So I don't know how older men do it. Oh, is that a judgment call? My bad. All right. Anyways.
Come on.
So she is actually due in September. So she's due this month. And so she actually did something that I'm kind of happy that she did. So, we all know she's also the daughter of Yolanda Hadid, who was a Real Housewife and a model before that. And so she did share that she hasn't shared pregnancy photos because she wanted to keep that experience private for now. And at the same time, she felt the focus shouldn't have been her pregnancy. It should have been COVID and us trying to grief through us losing loved ones or grief about the all the losses that we've had. She was I really don't think that I'm important enough and I don't think I should be the focus, which I thought was beautiful for her. She gets it. However, because she is so close to her due date, she did share a few photos just because she was I was feeling myself and I thought these pregnancy photos were perfect. And she actually looked really, really beautiful in them. I was just man, how is she so gorgeous? So so I'm really happy for her and her pregnancy, and I hope that her and Zane like can work it out.
Are they married or are they?
They're not married and they're not engaged. They're still boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. That's fine.
I gotta say, the other thing I'm kind of jelly about is that, like, even if her and Zane don't make it, like, she'll be a single mom, but she'll be, like, a fabulous single mom who, like, will have her, like, stuff together because she can afford it.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so let's move on to another One Direction member, Liam Payne.
Are we going through all? Is this One Direction episode? Okay.
It is not all about them, but it's just interesting that he actually announced his engagement over the weekend to his girlfriend, Maya Henry. He is 26 and she is 20. So they were first kind of rumored to be linked in 2018 and then made their relationship Instagram official in 2019, and so just recently they announced that they were engaged. Payne, he does have a child with the English singer Cheryl Cole, who is 37, and they share a son whose name is Bear Gray, and now he's 3 years old.
Nice.
So yeah, congratulations to him.
So Janelle, is 26 a good age to get married?
You know, that's super hard to say. I think it depends definitely on each couple or individual. I'm definitely glad that I didn't get married any sooner. I'm 28 now, so I'm definitely glad that I never married anyone at 26 or younger. But, you know, I know some couples who married young and are living a great life, so.
There you go. She has all the answers. Go ahead, Emma.
Faux show. Okay. Oh, my gosh. So, do y'all know who Brad Goreski is?
I
don't know. Who is he?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so y'all remember the Rachel Zoe project on Bravo?
Oh my gosh, I loved the Rachel Zoe project.
Okay, so Brad Goreski was her assistant on the Rachel Zoe project.
Yes.
Okay, so Brad is like, I am loving everything about Brad during quarantine. Like, Leslie Jordan, like, I think wins quarantine isolation, and Brad Goreski gets like second place with like super like close. So he's a big fan of the Housewives, like me, and I swear that every week he gives me live with a new like episode of him impersonating the Housewives in a scene. I think he has Lisa Rinna like really down pat. Like, it's just perfect. Like, I wish you guys could see it. Like, I laugh every single time I watch one of his videos.
I love his glasses.
So good.
He wears glasses, right? Is this the right guy I'm looking at?
I kind of wish y'all could see this one video, but I know that I'm far away, so we can't.
I'm looking it up to save for later, though.
Oh, perfect.
Living for it.
Yeah, anytime he has one, like, on his Instagram, like, I'm automatically sending it to my best friend, like, oh my gosh, watch this, and I'll, like, send it to everyone. Even if they don't like the Housewives, I'm like, you just need to watch it for the impersonation, because it's so good.
That's how I am with that Benny drama. And
impersonating... Oh, it was, you mean Lucy Apple Juice? Oh, the bunny! Oh my gosh, yes, the bunny! The bunny! That was so stupid.
Okay, can I get some context here on what the bunny is, or am I just gonna be left out?
So basically, so Kim Richards is, sisters with Kyle Richards and Paris Hilton's mom. So they're all sisters, okay? So just for context. And so Kim has had like a very like public road of like wanting to be sober again and like her sobriety on the show. And so Lisa, like from the moment that Lisa met Kim, she was like, is she sober? Is she actually sober? I'm questioning her sobriety. I think she needs an intervention. And then, but Kim was working really hard to stay sober. And so, Kim wasn't on the show anymore, and so but she was like a friend of, because Kyle Richards is her sister, and so Kim came back on the show and like shared that her daughter is having a grandson, a baby, and that's our like first baby, you know, like grandbaby. So Lisa Rinna gave her this bunny, and so Kim was like, and the reunion was like, I never gave him the bunny, and like Lisa Rinna has like this one like sad, pathetic tear coming down her face. Like I'll send you the video, Zorric.
Okay, let's watch it later.
Oh my god, like that. Oh my gosh, yeah, that cracks me up all the time. Okay, I need to regroup.
Okay,
right.
What else?
Over the weekend, my sister said, "Hey, did you hear that this actor passed away?" And I was like, "No, that's totally fake news. That is a lie."
Who?
And then it turns out that Chadwick Boseman, who he is like known for Black Panther, actually passed away this weekend.
That was a really good movie. Have you seen that movie,
I
Janelle?
love that movie.
That is the best movie. The best. Is it
the
Marvel?
best Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Marvel.
so
for sure.
good. So good. Yeah.
So good. Like, I actually saw it last night. I didn't cry, surprisingly, but I was like kind of in my feelings, like about it, because he was just such a great actor, and you know, he really did such an amazing job, I think, in like all the roles that he was a part of. So I just thought it was just so surprising that like he had cancer and had been fighting it, like colon cancer, since like for 4 years, and was just like, you know, very secretive about it, like, you know, like just trying to work past it privately, which I think is, I don't know, it's like, to me, that's kind of like hard as a counselor and a therapist, because I'm like, no, tell me so we can process it and I can fix it, but you know, that's, you know, what he chose, and so you have to be respectful of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's so young. It's ridiculous how.
Yeah, he was 43.
Yeah, it's super young for that.
Yeah. So, you know, just like seeing all the people like post, and I liked, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget her name, but the actress who played his mom on Black Panther, like she posted this like really beautiful tribute on it. My hope is that Disney makes a Black Panther themed something at Disneyland, so that I can go to it. Yeah. And I also hope that they don't replace him as Black Panther. I really hope that they put like his little sister Shuri like to be the next Black Panther.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Girl
Okay.
power.
Absolutely.
Well, that's sad. Sad news.
It is
but-
sad. Yeah.
Okay.
It's such a bummer. I really thought it was like a lie or a joke at first, and it was really like heartbreaking to hear it.
Are you ending this segment on bad news?
I mean, I can try and find something else really quickly.
No, I think we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because
Sorry.
I think it's a really I think it's really touching because he was very positive. I mean, I saw tweets and posts about him throughout all of social media, and so I think he deserves, that mention from Emma, right? Because Emma is the news source of all news sources. So
Always and forever. Which is why at trivia I'm really good at pop culture stuff.
yeah, now you are. Before you didn't. You weren't so much into it before, but now I think you know everything about it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, before you're like, I don't watch that stuff. That stuff is boring, or that's not worth my time. Now she's like all up in it every week. So, right?
Wait,
Right.
what show are we talking about?
Any show. Although,
no, there's shows I won't watch.
although I am watching The Indian Matchmaker. Have you seen that, Janelle?
no,
I'm
I
obsessed
haven't.
with it.
It's so good. I wish that she would match just everybody in the world, like including myself. Because isn't there like some beauty in just someone just choosing that person for you?
Yes, that's what I told my mom. I made my mom watch it with me like 2 weekends ago. And my mom was like, what is this? And I was like, Mom, we need this for the Salvadorians. And she's like, but you won't marry a Salvadorian. And I was like, well, we need it for all Latins in general, Mother. Like, I'm like, I need someone to match make me.
Yeah, I would have absolutely been on board for that.
Yeah.
100%.
Would you?
I absolutely tried out for Married at First Sight. I was like, sign me up.
Really?
Somebody just pick somebody for me, because I am not doing myself any good out here, and I'll marry him. I don't even care.
But what if you don't have to make it work, but you're on TV and you're trying to make it work, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that would be fun.
Yeah,
like a
absolutely.
cool experience.
If there's anyone out there that likes to matchmake, like is like a professional matchmaker, like please call Zorric and me. Like we need all the help we can get.
I think we should reach out to. Have you heard of Talkify? Have you seen that on Facebook? But it's like a matchmaker type service. We should try that, Emma.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're here to talk about Janelle, that we met through Amanda. So how do you know Amanda? Don't you guys are in the same circles or something? Or?
Yeah, we run through some same circles. I worked in luxury retail for quite a while, and I know a mutual friend of hers and mine, and we're in a Park Cities group. So everything fashion and Dallasite appropriate. So yeah, we became friends through that.
Emma is the biggest Dallasite. I mean, so she needs to join that group for sure.
Absolutely.
I do. I was just thinking that as you were saying it.
Yeah.
And I also I think Amanda's just so cool too. Like she's such a badass. Like I just like her a lot.
Yeah, super fun. Super fun chick.
Yeah.
So are you a Dallasite or are you from somewhere else?
I
That's the
am
question.
not. So I am originally from northern Idaho. I am reigning from the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what brought you here to Dallas?
Fashion. So I moved here to pursue fashion, working and going to school, and did that for about 6 years before I kind of took a huge career shift. But
You went to college in Dallas or somewhere else?
yes, here in Dallas.
Okay. So you went to high school in Idaho or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I moved here all by my lonesome at 19. So thinking I could
19.
run the
Wow.
world.
Wow. So how was that moving here to Dallas at 19 by yourself? Like, what was it like?
Yeah, huge culture shock.
For sure.
I was definitely a big fish in a little pond at home. And then I got here and realized that I am actually a very, very small fish.
Wait a second. Were you like ending a relationship and then moved to Dallas? Because people tend to do that.
No, I was actually somewhat engaged when I moved here.
Somewhat?
But that's
Wait.
Oh, wait. No, there's no somewhat engaged.
somewhat.
Either you are or you're not.
at 19, there is absolutely a category for somewhat engaged.
Okay.
You know, you think you know someone, you think you've met someone, and then you realize that you need a whole lot more than good looks. He was a Russian bodybuilder.
Oh.
And so I was a little like mesmerized by the physique, and then not so impressed by the rest of the package deal.
Okay.
So
So
was there any brain there? Like,
I mean, not
He was just
necessarily.
pretty.
No.
when you're,
He
it's
was
like
beautiful.
okay.
so how long were you together before he popped that question?
Like 2 or 3 months.
Oh boy,
Oh,
he knew what he wanted though.
wow.
That's I
Yeah.
commend him for that. But was
Yeah.
were you guys serious about
Was
it?
it like? Yeah, I was gonna say was it his idea or was it something that you also wanted?
It was a mutual idea because I had already decided that I was moving to Dallas. And so once I get something in my mind, you can't really get it out of my mind. And so I had already decided that I was moving here. And so we decided that if we were going to move here together, that we should probably get married or get engaged or, something of this sort. And so it was more like a business transaction.
Oh no.
Yeah. So not a whole lot of love lost there.
Did he
Didn't
move?
last
So,
very long.
am I assuming correctly that you broke off the engagement?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah.
But did he make it to Dallas or you kind of?
For a hot second. For a very hot second.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But
How long was that hot second?
I wish I could remember. It feels super brief, like maybe even just weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
it was not working. I was working full time and going to school and coming back to my apartment, and he would have dishes everywhere and he'd be lounging on the couch, and I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work.
No.
But there had to have been some other like mutual values or ethics that kind of you guys aligned with. Not really.
I would love,
face.
I would love to say that. I would love to give 19-year-old Janelle a little bit more credit, but I just really didn't know what I wanted. So no,
Okay.
there wasn't a whole lot going on there.
Okay. Were you dating in high school too, or was he sort of like your only person?
Yeah, no, he was brand new. He was brand new. I was very into the European vibe. I loved an accent, and I was just kind of like down with it. I was like, okay. You know, in Idaho,
so
there's...
he was like legit Russian. Okay.
Yeah. And in Idaho, there's no diversity. And so I needed a little flavor.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you wanted a little spice.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So what brought you to Dallas though? Like what was, because I've been born and raised here, so like what was the selling point for Dallas?
I could afford to live here, and I got into school. So that was basically it. I looked into moving to California, but it was so astronomically expensive. I put myself through school. I worked through school the whole time. So this was my option.
So fashion would be like a UNT maybe, or what other, SMU maybe?
I went to Wade College. It's actually a small private college downtown.
Okay, and that's a fashion college, right?
Yes.
'Cause I think I know somebody there, yeah. Well, that's great, because there's a lot of fashion headquarters here, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Neiman.
I worked for Neiman Marcus for quite a while. I worked at North Park.
Yeah, that's a big
cool.
deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you're in Dallas. How's your dating when you move here? Like, is it serious or
After you broke off the end.
after? Yeah, obviously we don't condone.
Or during.
Yeah. Or during.
We don't know. Yeah.
No, post engagement. Yeah, I dated quite a bit. I've always liked dating. And yeah, I was in about a 2-year relationship after the engagement relationship. And that one did not go super well. It ended in cheating and a lot of lies. And so that kind of incited a huge life change for me. So the change that most people would use to move, I decided to try out for cheerleading again. And so I was in college. At this point, I had graduated from Wade, and I was working for Saks Fifth Avenue. And then I started college for media and communications at UT Dallas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so I met some people there and got broken up with and a whole slew of a mess, and decided that I was going to try out for cheerleading and took out this whole new lease on life. And so met a bunch of my best girlfriends there and just really learned to find myself, kind of. I think I had relied on relationships a lot in my younger years. And so this was my opportunity to kind of come into my own and find myself.
Okay. So UT Dallas or UTD or University of Dallas? Which
yes, one? UTD.
UTD. Okay.
Yes. Whoosh.
Okay. Whoosh. Comets, right? Comets.
Yes, the Comets.
Yeah. Okay. So fast forward to now. How's dating been?
Oh my gosh, dating is such a pain, y'all. It is literally the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the worst, which is why I said I would literally marry anyone. If someone on TV like told me I should, I'd be like, okay. Yeah, no, dating has been super, super tough. I've had a whole realm of experiences. I've used all of the different apps. I have, gone up to people at bars, gone up to people in grocery stores. I really don't have any qualms about that. If I find something that I'm interested in, I go for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously none of that worked out super well. There was good experiences, just no chemistry. There was toxic experiences. Do you guys familiar with Findom?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh, y'all! I've been through Findom, like financially dominant. So I spoke with someone. I never even met him. Didn't even send him any like gross pictures or anything, and I got like hundreds of dollars out of this person.
Wait, but you wanted something.
Right? I needed that too. I think it was going to lead to other places that I wasn't going to be comfortable with. But I got a lot of free Starbucks and some Nordstrom gift cards out of the deal. So
that's perfect for me. Like, give me that then.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I was like, everyone, what's your coffee order? Gift card Todd is in the house. So, and like love bombing. Have y'all heard of love bombing?
Wait. Let's talk about Findom. What is Findom?
Is this an app? Because I'm about to download it right
No.
now.
I had no idea what it even was. So apparently, this is this thing where men or women, I guess, want to be like financially like ridiculed or something, like, or they want to be like, Y'all, I'm not saying I was into it, but I was accepting the gift cards, okay?
I would.
Yeah, like he wanted me to be bossy and be like, I need coffee now, or I want this now. Like he was into that. Like he got something out of that. I don't know why, but I wasn't questioning it.
Yeah. So what was the best thing he got for you?
I mean, all of it. I got some really nice shoes from Nordstrom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was nice.
But what did he want? I mean, was there lots of dates? Was it just like a phone thing or just...
I never met him.
Oh,
I
really?
never met him, never spoke to him on the phone, nothing.
Huh.
So all of this was just based on like messaging each other.
Yeah. And I suggested meeting because I was like, he obviously has some cash and he is like willing to spend it. Let's see where this can go. But he was never interested in actually meeting up or doing anything like that. Mm-hmm. He just wanted me to basically like send him really bossy text messages and then he would email me gift cards.
Wow. So how long did you date?
I'm up for that lifestyle, actually.
Right? I would probably say it was off and on for probably like six months or so.
Oh, wow. What if he would have proposed to you?
Oh, God. I don't know. Like the me now who's like very, very content in a relationship, like I would be like, oh, no, I wouldn't. But yeah, Janelle, like 8 months ago might have been like, could have considered it.
Yeah. But Emma, from like a therapeutic sense, why would somebody want to be fin-dommed?
Like, there's lots of reasons why.
I mean,
and I don't think we have enough time.
Yeah, but just off the top of your head.
Yes, please diagnose.
It comes down to control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you controlling him.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, yeah, he wanted someone to kind of control him. But at the end of the day, too, I think he got something out of that power of like knowing that he was financially like supporting someone too.
Or needed, Emma. He knew that he was needed.
Yeah.
Which I think comes down to control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And maybe there was something else going on and maybe it wasn't being met in his, maybe he had another relationship. I don't know, who knows. Or maybe his past relationships, he just had a bad experience.
Yeah.
So right, we can only speculate.
We can do a whole podcast on FinDom. We can do like this whole research project.
Janelle, we need to get on, like, we need to talk after this.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's going to be for research purposes.
Yeah,
girl, I met him on Bumble. I'm telling you, I did not even seek anything like weird out. I magnetized the weirdness.
Was he good looking in the pictures?
He was reasonably attractive.
Okay.
I like to be the cute one. So I go for very like approachable looking dudes.
What does that mean? So you want to be like...
She wants to be the pretty one in the
pretty one.
relationship.
Oh, okay,
yes,
obviously.
Absolutely.
You are, because I was like, before the episode, I was like, Zorric, she's like really pretty.
Well, thank you. I like to keep it that way. I don't want to fight for the mirror time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't need that.
It's good that you're in a relationship and that not single and looking, because Zorric I think Zorric likes to be the cute one in there.
I would have fin-dommed you. But you want to start?
Please. Wait, does that mean that you want my money or I was going to give you money?
Both.
I think I said the same thing.
That's interesting. Okay, fin-dom. So we learned something today, Emma. So what's the other one you talked about?
Yeah, love bombed. Have y'all heard of that?
Oh, Emma, we should know. We should know this. Well, no, what is it?
I had to write these terms down because I'm like, someday I have got to record all of this because this is just crazy. Yeah, love bombing is when you have no intention of actually like seeking like a relationship with a person, but you make them feel like you do in the moment. So this guy came in real strong. Like when I say strong, he like hugged me when we first met up. This was pre-COVID, of course. And he gave me a hug and he shuddered, like a pleasure shudder, and said that my pheromones like did that to him. And I was like, what the hell?
This guy's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, God bless. Like at least we're at Blue Sushi. Like at least I can order something that I want and, move on with my life. But the whole time, so it was Valentine's weekend, the very next weekend. And he was like, you're going to be my Valentine, talking about how he had so much money and all of these things and that he could just go buy me 2 carrots or 3 carrots right now. Like, what do you want? And then this is the craziest part. So, I mean, it's crazy that he was acting this way. It was literally our first date. The craziest part to me, though, he leaves the restaurant. We part ways, and he blocks me. He ghosts me.
What?
And so I looked it up because I was like, this is insane. Like, what is that? It's such, like, excuse my French, but such a mind fuck. I'm like, what is happening? And so I looked it up, and apparently love bombing is a thing. Like,
wow. So in other words, he went so hard, like he was just pursuing you, and all of a sudden, like crickets, like nothing after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy. It's a crazy world out there, y'all.
I'm trying to figure out. So Emma, why would somebody love bomb? Therapist, why would somebody love bomb?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
this is brand new to me.
I don't know either. I think maybe I couldn't say. I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is something this person does all the time, you think?
Yeah, I would think
Probably.
so. Yeah, I would think so. I definitely don't think I'm that special. There's something very severely interesting about that person. So
how did so let's say you met on probably Bumble or something, right?
Yeah.
And so how long do you talk to these people before you actually meet up? Is it
I try and meet up with someone fairly quickly. I like to get through all of the basics just to know if there's a connection or not. But I think that the best way to tell is really in person. Mm-hmm. And so I try and meet reasonably soon into speaking to someone within like a week or two.
Yeah. So how do you wait for them to ask, or do you ask, or?
Oh no, I ask, and I'll let them know. I'm not here for a pen pal. So if you'd like to grab a drink or a coffee, or meet in person and see how that goes, I'm open to that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not here to text you all the time. I don't have time for that.
Oh my gosh, Janelle, you're like my hero right now.
You're like,
because you do all the things that Zorric tells me not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, be mean, play hard to get, and then,
and then I'm like, this is so hard. I don't like to do this.
See, and all my friends told me to do the same thing because so in my friend group, I was the only single one for the majority of the last couple of years. And so they're all like, oh, don't show you're crazy, like play hard to get, like
where
do
are
all
your
of
friends?
these things.
Bring your friends over.
Yeah.
We need to hear this.
Do all of these things.
Yeah.
And, it just felt like a game to me. And at the end of the day, I didn't want any of those games. And so I just kept being my genuine, authentic self and getting shut down most of the time. But, I've finally found someone where everyone else kind of paused and like would call me crazy or controlling or whatever label that they wanted to slap on me. He really took that as an opportunity to dig deeper and understand me. And, so we've really like very deeply emotionally connected through like the craziest of times. We met in March right before everything kind of crashed.
Okay, so was this the Findom guy, or?
No, this was not the Findom.
Okay, so you guys matched on, I guess, Bumble again. Seems like Bumble is your flavor of choice here.
Yes.
So what was his first message? Do you remember what his first message was? Was it clever or just like a hey, or like?
I probably sent the first message.
Oh, you had to? Yeah, you should. Yeah,
with Bumble.
What do you send it to men?
Sometimes like gifs of animals.
We have a friend who does.
Oh my gosh, we have a friend that does.
Yeah. Okay.
It's so adorable.
Bear emoji.
Yes,
Yeah.
like it's so adorable. Like a little like kitten waving at you. I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
It seems unassuming. And if you don't reply, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I didn't put a lot of thought into it. Somebody else made that.
Yeah. And so after you send that to him, what does he say back? Oh, some joke or?
Yeah, I honestly, and I've told him this, like, he was definitely more interested in me first than I was in him. And so I think that we probably had a fairly casual conversation. Yeah, nothing like out of the ordinary or anything crazy. It's not like I got his message and I was like, this is the guy. This is gonna be magical. Like I was like, here we go.
So you weren't sure, through the conversation, and then so I guess you kind of suggested, right? Hey, let's hang and let's have dinner, or what do you do? Dinner, or do you do coffee, happy hour?
Yeah, so we actually met right before everything, or right kind of as everything was shutting down. And so we went and got some takeout, and we went to White Rock Lake.
Oh, that is so
Very
romantic.
cool.
Yes.
What kind of takeout?
We went to, what is it called? Good Friends.
It's my favorite bar there.
Yeah.
In that area.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we were talking, we live in the same area. Yeah, they have great burgers. So we went and got burgers and then went over to White Rock Lake.
Mm-hmm. So, are you guys driving in the same car?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. Were you okay with that? I mean, it's...
Yeah, I feel a little safer, like living with a roommate. I know that there's definitely dangers in meeting people online. But I live with a roommate now, and so that makes me feel kind of a little bit more confident in meeting people.
Yeah. So when you got in his car, did you judge him?
Oh, I drove.
We
took
drove.
my car.
You drove.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
nice.
Yes,
Okay.
I like to be in the driver's seat.
Literally?
Yes.
Okay, so you picked him up. You guys went to Good Friends, and then you went to White Rock. What did you guys do at White Rock? Just picnic and...
Yeah, we just sat at a picnic table. Of course, I brought Lysol wipes with me. And so first I wiped down the Lysol, like I Lysoled down the picnic table first. But yeah, we just sat and talked, and it was a good first date. It really was. But I still, at that point, like really didn't see it going anywhere serious.
So when you first set your eyes on this person, did you feel like, oh, maybe this is the one? Or you were just like kind of indifferent, or you didn't know?
Yeah, I think that I've gotten burned by doing that a lot. And so, yeah, no, I definitely did not think anything serious was going to come of it. I mean, I'm always like, there's always a little bit of hope in the back of my mind. I'm not dating just for kicks and giggles, but yeah, no, I really didn't trust anyone at that point. And he had a lot of barriers to get to for me to actually be okay with, like even considering being in a relationship. He had to ask me 3 times to be his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. So
he sounds very patient.
yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. He is the most patient person I have ever met, and I need every single ounce of it.
So the first date was okay, or what would you characterize that date?
Yeah, out of 10, I would probably give it a 7.
Oh, that's pretty good, Emma, right? A 7 on the first date?
It's better than a 5.
Yeah.
Or a 2.
Or a 6.
Yeah.
Did you guys hold hands? Did he kiss you? Anything like that?
You know, we hugged. I'm trying to think if we kissed. I don't believe so, but it was like everything was just starting to come out with this whole like coronavirus. And so I was still super anxious. Not that I'm not careful now too, but I was like really going to town with Lysol back in March. So I was a little bit anxious.
Yeah, because I know Emma is like a kamikaze. That first date, she just goes in and just like puts those lips on those,
Sure do.
And the rest is history.
If you don't, then you're not getting a second date.
Exactly. Solid advice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
okay.
right?
So you guys are exclusive right now.
Yes.
But I want to ask you before that, did you have like a bad date or an interesting date or a weird date on Tinder, Bumble, anything that was kind of crazy?
I mean, all of
Not
the
just
bad
him,
dates.
but just like anyone.
Not just him.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I had a lot of bad dates. I mean, the love bomb was crazy. I'm trying to think of other crazy stories. Like my dating life was literally a joke. It was
why
insane.
do you say that?
Because it was more about like who wasn't going to work out or what was kind of going to happen. I once went on a date with a very kind person who was very, very small. So I am 5'7", and I'm usually in heels, and I'm like a broad woman. I'm like built like a linebacker. And so I was just not really that interested in him. And so I actually had to let my best friend, her now husband, I was like, he's so nice and I feel so bad, but this was a terrible date and he thinks it went really well because I did not have the heart to tell him no.
Yeah.
But so I was having my friend's husband text him for me as me
Okay.
to try and like throw him off the track a little bit. had him say weird stuff like, please refer to me as mama. No, like, y'all, we said my friend's husband said some really weird stuff, and it took a turn for the worse because he was into it. I was like, oh my
gosh.
goodness. No. Yeah, it went really, really south. We had to do some things that, cannot be mentioned to the public.
But physical attraction is really important, right? Or compatibility, right? Is height or whatever it is.
Yes,
so, yeah.
It is. And I don't know why, but always, a certain type always seems to be attracted to me, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
And it's not a type that you're like attracted to, right?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, no.
So has anyone said anything crazy on a date to you? Just you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy said this, or...
I went on a first date with someone who was actually recommended to me by a friend. And he said, I went over to his apartment. He was going to cook me dinner. Since he was a friend of a friend, I was like, okay. He's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He cooked me dinner, and I went to hand him something. And he was asking for something, and he said, yeah, N-word to me.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, first of all, no. Second of all, you're white. You're from like Arkansas. I'm white. I'm from Idaho. Like I don't say that.
Yeah.
I have no idea where it came from. It was so out of left field. And he kept saying how his boss had been giving him a hard time that day about having a girl over for dinner, how he was going to need a condom. And I was like, you're definitely not.
Obviously you're not.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what was going through my mind. I was like, ha ha ha. No, you're not going to need one. Definitely not going to need one.
Gross.
He was very gross. Well, and then after making his condom comments, he was talking to me about how homosexuality is a sin. And so I was like, and this date is over. It was bad.
So how do you get out of those bad dates? Whether it's that one or like a dinner date?
I would just tell him it's bad. I would just leave.
Oh, you would? Like
now, yes.
Yeah.
Back, a couple of years ago when I went on that date with that poor man who was into calling me mama, I didn't have the balls or the guts to kind of end it there. But nowadays, after 26, I was like, I am too old for this. I do not have time for these games. This is bad. And like the love bomb guy, he was like, you need to be my Valentine. And I was like, I don't know you. This is weird. Like, I'm not going to be your Valentine. Yeah.
And you've never met, obviously. Well, you met Love Bomb. I'm thinking of Findom.
Yeah.
Still thinking of Findom.
You got to keep them all straight. That's why they all have like descriptive names. Because, me and my girlfriends, we had to keep them all straight. So we had to give them, very descriptive names.
So how many dates did you have to go on to meet this person you're with now? Did you go on quite a few, or?
Yeah, I would say hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? Where's your go-to spot again? Is it?
Well, I had, depending on what neighborhood I lived in,
okay.
Because I've lived in a couple of different spots. But yeah, Good Friends was a good one. Smoky Rose over by White Rock Lake.
I love that place.
It's beautiful, right?
All three of us need to go. It's like amazing. Happy hour is great too.
Yes.
But my spot is Lounge Here when it's open.
Okay.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh. We're all
I'll put it on my list to go.
Yes. So
she is literally writing it on her list.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Lounge Here is amazing. It's like a mid-century modern type decor, and it's really chill. Really good drinks too if you like cocktails.
Absolutely.
Okay, so 100 dates.
Oh, at least, yeah. Because I was single for the better part of 6 years.
Okay.
And I think that was really good for me. I got to meet a lot of different people and get to know myself a lot better as well. But yeah, I was almost always actively dating. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy putting myself out there. It's not, it didn't feel that unnatural for me. And at the end of the day too, I really wanted a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to this day, after the 100 dates, do you know what you want? Do you know the man or the ethics or the values? Yeah,
I think for the most part, yes. But I think that in my current relationship, I've been shown a lot of things that I didn't know that I wanted. That I do actually, I'm like, oh, okay, I like this. This is working for me.
Yeah. Are you in therapy by any chance?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not, but I do work in a helping field. I am an advocate, and so it does kind of kind of align with
Gotcha,
therapeutic.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about Emma and I we're in therapy, but we talk about this all the time. But
yeah.
So I think through those 100 dates, I'm sure you like learned a lot of things that you like about a person and dislike. So the relationship today. So you guys got together right before COVID, and how long until you guys became like exclusive?
Right away, basically. Yeah, I think it probably took 3 times and I say hanging out just because we couldn't really date because everything was shut down.
Right.
But I think we saw each other probably 3 times before he started asking me to be his girlfriend. Yeah, it was super intimidating for me because, for the past couple of years, I'm like, I want a relationship. I want something serious.
And then you have it.
And then I have it. I'm like, oh, shit, is this really what I want? And is this the right person? Yeah, it's super intimidating. But as we have already discussed in this program, he is a very, very patient man, and he was able to prove to me that he's definitely worth that commitment. So it was pretty early. It was pretty early in. We were kind of like skating being official until about May.
Okay. So how did he ask you?
Well, at first he was just like, well, how many dates do we have to have until you'll be my girlfriend?
Oh, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And I was like, it doesn't work like that. I was like, you have to ask me to be your girlfriend. And I was like, and I would prefer like a written love letter, actually. Like that is how I would like it to be done. It's currently sitting on my desk at home. He wrote me a love letter complete with a little drawing of all of my little rescue animals. So.
Oh, that's super sweet.
Yeah, but as a man, that's super, super intimidating to ask.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, like, hey, will you be my girlfriend? It's right, Emma. I tell you this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, when you're about to ask, it's all these questions in my mind. Is she gonna say no? And so that's good of him that he did that.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of did say no, a couple of times. So
no, and then he said why, and then what did you say?
Yeah. I think this is the craziest thing is he knew me so well without even knowing me. It was literally crazy. What our meeting was cosmic because he just gets me and understands. So he knew that I was really anxious about it and like unsure about it because of the trust issues and because of my like kind of muddied past. And he got that and he was totally down with being patient and waiting until I came around.
Yeah. So after he says yes, how do you date during COVID?
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah.
We have watched endless movies in my living room. We have done a very healthy amount of takeout food. I did finally meet his family on the 4th of July. We did a socially distanced barbecue. But yeah, I mean, you have to really be creative. I think that one of the really fun things that we did is one day we went to Walmart and walked down the aisles with our fingers pointing, with our arms outstretched and our fingers pointing, and the other one would yell, "Stop!"
Like
No, not like this. You gotta outstretch them.
Not like this. Okay, just kidding.
No, not yet. We're still working on that aisle.
Yeah.
That aisle's a little ways off, but
yeah. But
no.
Meeting the parents is a big deal, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys talked about marriage and all that?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I think we both, definitely not in a rush. We've been together for almost 6 months. Definitely not looking to rush anything. But at the end of the day, that's an end goal. And so we wanted to make sure that we're both on the same page about that.
Well, I think what we've talked about, Emma, is that COVID speeds up relationships because all you do is see this person. You talk to this person, see them every few days, whatever. And it kind of, because in the non-COVID world, you would probably be dating other people, right? Am I not?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah. Were you dating other people before?
I was talking to a couple of people, yeah.
Yeah. So what else so how do you keep the relationship fun when there's not everything open right now?
Like at the Walmart date, y'all, it was so much fun because it was so silly. We just each one of us took a turn walking down the aisle, and the other one would yell like "stop," and whatever was like within like an arm's length, like that's what we grabbed, and so that's what we bought and would go through, and so we had the most random assortment of snacks. And we got this really weird Nicolas Cage movie out of like those $5 bins. Girl, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was crazy. I was like, what are we watching?
I think anything
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is like,
right?
crazy. What are we watching?
Exactly. But it was a lot of fun. And so we just try and be creative. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's been a lot of just sitting in my living room. Not doing a whole lot.
Not doing much. Maybe going to the White Rock Lake or the park or something.
Yeah, getting outdoors as much as we can until it became 1,000 degrees outside.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of things that there's a lot of bad things about only quarantining with one person. It's like you're always seeing this person. So are you used to that, like, that time together all the time? Because I like to see a person maybe once or twice a week, not every day.
Oh.
Yeah. You?
No, I definitely need more than the once or twice a week, but that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
So he actually lives in DeSoto, and I live in Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so far.
How far is it? Like 45? Or
Yeah, it's
30
a
minutes?
45-minute
Okay.
drive.
Not that far. Come on.
Oh, it is so far.
It feels far.
Yeah, it feels far.
It is. It's a whole land away. And he is actually physically working. He's going to work. And so it's super far to get anywhere during the week. By the time we get off work at 5, it's hard for us to get together during the week. And so most of the time we see each other just on the weekend.
Okay, so what do you do when he's not around?
Oh my gosh, I have fostered so many animals and only kept a couple. I have too much love to give, and so I'm just like cover myself in like kittens and puppies. I've been working. I'm also pursuing my master's degree. I have one
Very
class
cool.
left.
In what?
Yes, public administration, public affairs.
Cool.
So yes, I will finish that course in October. And so I've definitely been keeping myself busy, but yeah, it's definitely tough sitting at home by myself every single day.
Yeah.
And so I have 4 animals now to occupy my time.
Are you venturing out to bars or restaurants or?
Not so much bars. I have gone out to restaurants, usually selecting to sit on the patio. It feels safer. We're told it's safer. I know there's a whole lot of things that are unknown right now about this virus, but so I have done some patio stuff. One of my best girlfriends is actually getting married this weekend, and so
fun.
Yeah, and so we had a bachelorette weekend for her. We rented an Airbnb, a house out on Lake Fork, and it had a pool, and there was just a couple of us, and so. Just doing small gatherings with really close friends, trying to keep myself busy but stay safe.
Mm-hmm. So if you can, I guess, compare this relationship to other ones non-COVID, what are the differences right now?
Oh, so many differences. We definitely don't get to see each other as much as we would like to, or get to. Yeah, I have no idea how this relationship would have gone had things been open.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know how we would have gotten to know each other. I definitely think that it has forced us to have a lot of conversation. He would definitely agree with that. I never stop talking. And so it's it's forced us to have a lot of conversation and just sit and get to know each other. And it's been, everything else is quiet around us. There's not all of that other hustle and bustle. There's not a whole lot of other things going on. And so I'm not having to pick between doing stuff with my friends or going out and doing X, Y, or Z and pursuing this relationship. I really have been able to put a lot of myself, my time, my energy into making this a healthy and happy relationship.
Mm-hmm. I hear that a lot, Emma, because there's nothing else to do but focus on your relationship,
Right.
whether good or bad.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think it's time for him to meet the friends? Has he met the friends yet?
Oh, he met the friends on the second date.
Oh, he did.
I throw him in. I'm telling you guys, I throw him in and I'm like, let's see if you can swim, baby. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Could he hang? Was he okay?
Yeah. He gets along with my friends great.
What were the friends saying?
Yeah, my friends have met a lot of gentlemen in the past couple of years.
100?
So, oh, probably. I really wish I was being sarcastic. But yeah, no, my friends have met a lot of people, but he's very kind, he's quiet, very sweet person. And so they liked him. As long as I'm happy, my friends kind of know I'm old enough now to figure that out by myself. And so they respect as long as I'm happy. And yeah.
Yeah, that's typically a good match. I feel like you're an extrovert.
Yes.
And he's more of an intro. I'm an extrovert too.
Yes.
Emma is definitely an extrovert. She talks all the time.
I do. I don't shut up. I even talk in my sleep.
Yeah.
So.
Me too.
Yeah.
We have so many things to say.
Yes.
Yeah. What about your love languages? Have you guys discussed that?
Yeah, we have the same one. It's quality time.
Oh, there you go. That's probably why it's working out.
Yeah. We're very different people, but at the root, we need a lot of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was your second love language?
Okay, so I'm like a tie on all of the rest of them. I need all of the love languages.
Okay.
Yeah.
You beat me because I have 3 top instead of 3. Instead of 2, I have 3. So you beat me.
Yeah, I want it all. And I think that's why I was single for so long.
Did you get him to take the test too? And
yeah, I did. I did. I actually, it's funny that you asked that because I have his answer screenshotted in my phone just so I remember which order his is. Because words of affirmation actually score a little bit lower for me. I'm more about what is the task one where they do things for you?
Acts of service.
Acts of service. Yeah, so acts of service is a smidge higher for me than gifts or words of affirmation.
Yeah.
With quality time being the very top. Mm-hmm. But for him, the words of affirmation is actually second for him. And so I try and do that, implement that.
Is this something you ask all your dates?
No, we didn't do the love languages until we were a couple of months in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it probably would have been smart for me to do that. I did everything
Zorric asked on the first date.
Yeah.
I mean, I just slide it in there at the end, But I think it matters.
I feel like it's too much of a therapeutic question, so I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a better question, though, than what is your sign?
Yeah.
What's your astrological sign?
Yeah. What is your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay. What is he? Do you know?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
That's the Indian matchmaker. They take signs and they match them. So.
However, the Indian matchmaker also bases your astrology into
like the moon and stuff.
Like
it's super like
astronomy.
Yeah.
Like gravitational pulls and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Ooh.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very scientific because I remember when I got to that part, my best friend is really into astrological signs. And so we always, and I am too, just by default. And so I was like, Shannon, it has astrological signs and it's based in astronomy, like science. And she's like, oh, I will definitely be watching it. Because it's kind of like, I don't know, I think that's cool. Like that you're using something that's kind of like pop culture-y social media, but like you're actually using like science to like back up like the stuff that's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll find out his sign and then do like your little like map stuff.
Yeah, I'll need to find out if we're destined to be together.
Yeah. So what? So for work, what are you doing now since you're not in fashion?
Yeah, so for the past 3 years, I have worked for the Dallas Area Rape Crisis Center.
Okay.
I started out as a volunteer back in early 2017, working with survivors in the hospital.
Okay.
So I actually, through all of the good and the bad and the ugly, I was actually assaulted by someone that I met on a dating app back in 2016.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was a really, really hard time for me. I was graduating college, and so was kind of able to distract myself. But that case actually didn't end up going anywhere. I did, I went through the whole process and nothing really ever came of it. And so in order for me to really heal and cope with everything that I had been through, I found Darcy, is what we call it, Dallas Area Rape Crisis Center, and I signed up for their advocate training just to meet more like-minded people and find some support. And so I started as a hospital volunteer and just really fell in love with working with survivors, helping and being able to understand kind of the process and what these women and men have been going through. And so in 2017, I went ahead and took the plunge and accepted a full-time position doing kind of media and communication stuff for the agency. And yeah, I've been there for 3 years and I absolutely love it.
Nice.
That's awesome. I feel like that takes a lot of courage to like, one, like be able to speak about that, and then to like be involved in, you know, with an agency that like does that works with that kind of crisis, because it's a tough job to like for sure like be a part of. And
yeah, absolutely. I never in a million years would have imagined that I would be doing what I'm doing today.
Right.
But I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've really found my calling there. It's what actually encouraged me to pursue my master's degree in public administration.
Nice.
Just to get more into like legislation and why this problem is so pervasive. Because it really, really is. And, you know, back to your point, Emma, it's a lot about power and control. And I know that it's a story that so many people share. And once I experienced it myself, there was really nothing else that I could do other than like work to serve other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I will say that like working with eating disorders, you almost like found that almost everyone that came to our facility like had some kind of like sexual assault that like exacerbated their eating disorder. And so like you and it was, you know, very like younger, because there's a certain age, and I'm sure you know that, like age range, and so it's very prevalent in the age range. Is like, and it's really unfortunate too. Like, you know, I don't know. It's something that just makes me so angry to even think that happens.
Yeah, it's sexual assault and sexual violence is something that has so many intersections. You see that with people who have dealt with domestic violence, with homelessness, suicidal ideation, any kind of mental illness. You know, it causes PTSD and a lot of trauma. And yeah, eating disorders is one way that people try and kind of take that power and control over their own body. They try and take that back. Substance abuse. There's a whole realm of things that can be exacerbated by sexual assault.
Yeah.
Yeah. So being in that field and you know, what can you tell our listeners about dating online? I mean, how to be safe? Like what are some tips or some things?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is to know that it's not your fault. So even if you think that you might have done something to put yourself in this position, somebody still decided to perpetrate a crime against you. And so I think that's the biggest thing, because everyone always wants those safety tips. And I wish that there was a magical answer of like a way that you could never experience something like this, but there just isn't, because there's people out there and they target you, and they take advantage of a person and of a situation. I definitely think it's safest not to go to people's homes. I definitely think it's safest not to have people over to your home. But, saying that, I've done it. And I haven't been assaulted in those situations because those people were not perpetrators of sexual violence.
Yeah, and there's like no way to tell on a dating app whether this person will or will not, right? I mean, maybe the only way to... I don't even know if time will tell. Like dating them or talking to them for a month or a few weeks.
I think that looking for respectful communication, I think that can be a really positive thing. Just if you're getting any kind of weird feelings or red flags from them, then you should probably listen to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's tough because your emotions are in it too, right?
Yeah,
you like
absolutely.
this person, interesting, he's whatever he is. And then it's just hard to tell.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really impossible to tell. And that's the really unfortunate thing. Before meeting my boyfriend, I was actually talking to someone. I spent a couple of weeks talking to him. He was out of town, and so we didn't ever meet up. But I ran a quick Google search on him, and he's a registered sex offender.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
wow.
It's crazy. And I felt, working in my profession and having the experiences that I've had, I would like to say that, like, I have a radar for that, that I would be able to pick that out. But he totally pulled the wool over my eyes, and I had no idea. And I was shocked when I found it. Very grateful that I had found it, and grateful that he had been out of town. So we hadn't been able to actually meet up. But yeah, people like that are everywhere. You have to be vigilant. I would always recommend doing Google searches. I think that there's a line, you have to respect people's privacy. But I mean, I'm not above doing a Google search over somebody.
Yeah, and it takes 2 seconds. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we recommend that too, right, Emma? Google search.
I do now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else? What other tips do you have for maybe anything in general as far as dating and maybe COVID, maybe all that?
Yeah, I think as far as like dating tips for COVID and just dating tips in general, I thought that I really knew myself and knew who I wanted and on all of those things. And I'm a very strong personality. And so I think that being open to someone who maybe doesn't tick all of your boxes, I think that that's really important. And I never would have said that I never would have said that before now. But I think it's really important to be a little bit more open-minded. It's good to have, the really important core things that you're looking for in a person. But someone who doesn't tick off all of those boxes for you, they might provide something totally different that you never really would have expected or never thought you wanted. And now I can't imagine like not having that in a relationship.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful because, we have this idea of somebody when we're 19.
Yeah.
Like this person that is, he's Russian, he's buff, whatever he is.
Absolutely.
And then as you get older and as you have experiences, it all changes. You're like, oh, that doesn't matter. This doesn't matter.
Oh, show.
Right?
Yeah, look for someone who can emotionally take care of you rather than a lot of those other things, because at the end of the day, like, this has been a crazy experience and I'm grateful for it because I don't know that I would have given him the time of day had we not been in this situation, because we are. And so I don't know how things would have gone if it wasn't for COVID, but I think that I was in a heightened emotional state, and his patience and perseverance through that, and just his understanding and kindness towards me in like an emotionally stressful situation and time, that really showed me, I'm like, wow, okay, so this could be somebody that you could really go through some struggles with and make it out on the other end.
Yeah, and this is definitely a struggle right now.
Absolutely.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
What about first date tips? Anything?
I know, but I'm going to say the opposite because it did finally work for me. I'm like, just be yourself. Like, really, though, just be yourself. You always want to put your best self out there. And there is something to be said about like revealing things in time, like once you have a deeper connection with someone, I think. But
wait a second. So don't tell them everything. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, don't tell them everything, because that's for you though. That's for you, because when that first date doesn't go well, you don't need to be questioning yourself and your own worth. And so when you put it all out on the table, that's a super vulnerable place to be in. And so I think, holding a couple of nuggets back for yourself, that's okay. But really being genuine and true to who you are and knowing yourself before you go and pursue getting to know anyone else, loving yourself before you go and pursue loving anyone else. I think that those two things are super, super important before you go out on a first date.
I think hearing from your experience, I also think going out on a lot of dates could probably help you figure out what you want.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. For sure. It definitely let me know a lot of things that I did not want.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Emma, we've talked a lot. We could talk like 5 more hours.
And Janelle and I are going to be friends after this.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. Y'all are the best.
So what did you learn, Emma? What did you learn from Janelle, Emma? Tell us.
I learned that it is okay sometimes for the girl to make the first move.
Heck yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I also learned that a Google search is your friend.
Tried and true. Recommend it.
Yeah. I learned a lot about Janelle, obviously, but I learned about Findom because
You have to come back to that, right?
Yes, that is so interesting. Findom, we learned about Love Bomb, which I've never heard about that before. But
you don't want to.
I've never heard about that either.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, we had a great time with you. There's so much to talk about. Please come back again.
Absolutely.
We want to hear what happens after COVID.
Okay.
So let's. We wish you well. That's
Thank
all I'm
you.
going to say.
Thank you.
But come back and check in, and we'll talk about life and everything else.
Yeah, that sounds great. I would love to come back.
Yeah, Emma, any closing thoughts here?
Nope.
No.
We've gone. I feel like
we've said it all.
we can just keep talking. Yeah.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks, Janelle, again. Emma, have a good day or a good night.
Thanks, Zorric.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Date Podcast. Please subscribe and review if you liked what you hear. Send us an email at hello@datepodcast.com for any questions, comments, or show topics you'd like for us to discuss. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Most importantly, tell your friends about our show.